Okay, today is January the 21st, Martin Luther King Day, and I'm here speaking with Lad concerning gun violence, and you are the organizer of the Coalition to Stop Gun Violence. And Martin Luther King was a proponent of nonviolence, even in the face of hate. What do you think is the significance of today, these organizations and activists coming together on Martin Luther King Day, also on the inauguration of the president? What do you think is the significance of today?
Yeah, well, I think it's a couple of things. I think number one, I think no one would be prouder to see the inauguration, the second inauguration of an African-American president than Dr. King. And I think that shows us just how successful his dream has been. We still have a long way to go, but look where we are. It's just remarkable. And then the second thing is I think the folks here are really the heart that shows us, that really is still driving Dr. King's dream, that refuses to accept, okay, we've made a few steps in progress, but let's stop here. That's not good enough for the folks here. These are some of the Americans that want to keep pushing till we truly get to that mountaintop that Dr. King spoke about.
Thank you. And also, you work on laws to prevent gun violence or to maybe reduce guns. I spoke to somebody yesterday who told me that right now the gun companies are ramping up production of assault weapons. In fact, they've stopped making most guns, most regular types of guns, to defer to making assault guns because they're afraid that the laws are going to change and they're not going to be able to produce those. Do you know about this?
Yeah, well, I mean, look, I think there's a couple of growth areas and primary marketing areas for the gun industry right now. One is certainly assault weapons, and the other one would be for compact pistols that people would carry in public. You know, the percentage of Americans that own guns has been steadily decreasing for decades, and the gun industry is faced with the challenge of selling someone who already owns 3, 4, 5 guns their 6th or 7th gun. And the way you do that, you sell a guy who has his home defense gun, his hunting guns, is you try to convince him to basically arm himself against the government with assault-type weapons, and you convince him that he needs to be armed 24/7 and to carry a gun in public. So I think that's where they're targeting their efforts. I think that's one of the reasons that they've always blocked the public from seeing actual retail sales data on guns. I don't think they want people like us to know exactly what types of guns are being sold to Americans, and I think it's important for all of us to put pressure on the gun industry and others to make that information public so we can truly hold them accountable for their sales practices.
Okay, and another question regarding guns. We've been seeing a rise in the massive shootings. We had a terrible incident up north. We've had a cinema incident. What can our laws, if our laws aren't going to be changed, what can people do to stop that? Is there something that people, ordinary citizens, can do to stop these horrendous acts and the rise of use of guns?
Well, I want to be very clear about this. We can change our laws. We have a historic opportunity right now that I don't think we've ever had to change our laws in a way that is fundamental and which will save countless lives. President Obama is the first president in history to ever roll out and get behind a comprehensive reform package that would dramatically change the way we sell guns in America to make it more safe. He is putting the full weight of the White House behind that package. He is trying to help average citizens like us who want a more peaceful society to put the pressure on Congress necessary to make those changes. I honestly believe that we now have this opportunity to make those changes and to keep guns finally out of the hands of the dangerous individuals who are perpetrating all these horrific mass shootings that we are seeing. We have to seize this opportunity. Let us remember on Martin Luther King Day that every opportunity that Dr. King had legislatively to push the ball up to that mountaintop with the Civil Rights Act, with the Voting Rights Act, with all these steps that weren't perfect, but they were making progress. They were giving African Americans and other peoples of color more opportunity to participate in our democratic process. He seized every opportunity he had. We have to seize this opportunity while we have it, while we have the president with us 100%. We have to march with him on this and get this done.
Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you for what you do.